Hello and welcome to Illuminate Your Truth. I am your host, Elena Isis, and welcome. It's so good to have you here. So it's been a while. I've been so deep within this season of shadow work, inner work, self-love. So today we're going to talk about self-love. We're going to talk about shadow work, and we're going to talk about inner work because I feel like if you're in this season like I am, then this might be helpful. And I'm all about encouragement. All right, so self-love. I really want to love myself more. And I feel like I've been on this journey for the past 6 months now, honestly, because, I've just been through some really heavy stuff and I've lost some people. I've actually lost a lot of friends within these past few months. And I really am just shifting my entire life. And I see it. I have a vision of the life that I want to create for myself and my family. And, that in that life, I love myself a lot more. And so I really just want to get there. And, loving yourself is definitely not easy. It's something that takes work. And one thing that I've learned on this journey of self-love this time around, because I've done this journey multiple times in my life, different seasons, and this time it's different. This time I have a huge focus on my inner child and my ancestral programming. Those are the two things that I'm really focused on shifting this season. And so what does that look like? Okay, so my inner child, I've noticed that I still hear her when there are certain situations that I know I would handle differently. And I had to just kind of go to her and be like, hey, I know you have my back, and I know that we've been hurt before in situations like this, but I really think that it's time that we start thinking differently about this. I think we need to open out our minds more about it. Not everybody is going to hurt us, and not everybody has a negative intention or whatever, depending on the situation. I've just been going eye level to her and just being like, it's okay. We are going into our queendom. We are no longer these little girls. We're big now, and we can think differently. We can open our minds. We can expand our minds to this new perspective. And so I've really just been talking to her a lot and just kind of weeding out these old stories that we've been telling ourselves and just kind of being nice about it. Sometimes I'm kind of tough love, but other times I'm really gentle with her. And I'm just like, we're different now. We have to think differently. We have to think higher. We have to think from a different perspective. And I really feel getting on that level and talking with our inner child and just letting them know that it's okay that those feelings were felt. And we used to feel like that. We used to think like that, but they're not necessary anymore. And just by addressing that, it changes things. Also, I really have been picking through limiting beliefs that I may have learned from my family, being raised and, by my parents and being around my grandparents a lot, and just whatever the story was, changing it for the better and having a more positive story around different subjects and issues in my life, changing that old ancestral patterning, programming, and focusing on those limiting beliefs and making them different. Let's change that. Instead of saying this phrase, let's say this phrase. It's more positive, and just replacing how I'm talking to myself. I'm realizing that my words have so much power, and anything that I say either out loud or to myself has the ability to manifest. And so I really want to be mindful of what I'm telling myself all day about these different topics, especially topics or situations in my life that are causing me stress, that I'm causing myself stress over, and I don't need to be stressed about. And so I'm really just going in and trying to pick at each limiting belief that I feel pop up that doesn't feel right. Like, it doesn't serve me. It doesn't serve my life now, and it's definitely not going to serve the life that I see myself living in the future. And so just being mindful of different phrases or things and how I talk to myself and being able to pinpoint and kick those thoughts out. Another thing that helps me love myself better is trusting myself. Self-trust, not lying to yourself and following through. And so 6 months ago, I started working out. I started working out because I started not really liking what I was seeing in the mirror. I've had 2 kids. I go through these seasons of working out, not working out, and I wasn't working out, and I wasn't happy with how I looked. And so I started working out. And this time it was different. I wanted to change my body. I didn't want to just get skinny. I wanted to get curves. I want a different body. And so I started lifting weights more, getting more muscle, eating more protein. And I have 6 months later now, I'm seeing such change in my body and I love it. And it feels good to know that I trusted myself throughout that process as far as starting to work out, which was only 2-3 days a week to start. And now I'm working out 5 days a week and I enjoy it. I work out when I'm bored. So getting to that point of like, I trust myself, like getting up every day and doing it and actually doing it and having the follow through and trusting myself and knowing it actually gives me more confidence so that these big dreams I have, I know that I'm going to have the trust in myself to know that I'm going to get the shit done. If I can't even get up out of bed to work out, how am I going to do this huge thing in the future? So you really have to start small and, anything that you're unhappy with, start making changes to fix it. I'm not saying that you need to make all of the changes in one day. I actually would advise against doing that because that's a quick way to burn out and it's not going to stick. So with me, I always find it better to just incorporate one new thing at a time. So like working out took me maybe 3 months to actually get stuck into my body to get up and do. Took me a while. But once that was done, then I went on to the next thing I wanted to change. And that was the protein, eating more protein and focusing on counting the different, how much protein I'm getting each day and doing that one step at a time. I didn't just go doing everything at once. You really have to do what you can and start there. But learning so saying the things that you want to do and doing them is going to build so much trust in yourself, which is going to build confidence. And you're just going to be confident and trust yourself. And you'll be more confident to take on these big projects or big responsibilities or these big dreams that you have, that you want to manifest, that you want to co-create. I just think that is so important. So if you do have these dreams, what is the thing that you can do that's one step towards that you're going to have to change something in your life. You can't want these huge things that are totally different than the life that you're living and do the same thing. You're going to have to change something. Start small, start big, just start. And that'll get you where you need to go. All right. So now I want to talk about shadow work because I always have people asking me, how do I do shadow work? What does that even mean? How do I do it? So shadow work. Okay. So I'm a weirdo. I actually enjoy it. It does make me a little nervous sometimes because you never know what you're going to find. But I really love diving into the depths. So it's always really, really fun place for me. Shadow work is all about just seeing your darkness. And I think it's about seeing your darkness and not being afraid of it, because once you can see your darkness and not be afraid of it, I feel like that makes you unstoppable as far as inner work, shadow work goes. You can see it all. You're not going to be afraid of a dual being. Like we have light, we have dark. We shouldn't fear ourselves. So I really feel like shadow work is so important to do because seeing your darkness, it just adds to you. I feel like it just adds to your character as a person, and it lets you learn more about yourself. It lets you go deeper into your spirit, into your soul. You may uncover things that may have happened to you in past lives that now is a reason why you act like this, or a reason why this is happening, or a reason why you feel this now in this life. It goes so deep. But shadow work really does serve you. And I really enjoy doing it because whenever I come out of a deep shadow work period, I'm a different person. You just change. You're different. You've seen it. You've seen some stuff. You come out and you're anew. It's a great feeling, actually. I really do enjoy it. I do this meditation whenever I want to dive in my depths and I want to either see something that needs to be revealed that has been an issue. Why do I keep doing this? What is going on? What is the cause of this? Why does this keep happening to me? I dive into my depths and I go and I look. The statement of everything, all the answers are inside of yourself. It's true. All you have to do is have the balls to go down there and check it the fuck out. Pull up your big boy girl pants and take a fucking look. Okay? So I like this meditation. And first I surround myself with protection and my guides because always have those guys with me. So I have various guides that I work with when I journey. And so I surround myself with them and God, of course. And then I go into trance, like a meditation, visualization. I don't know how you go into your own journey work, but I like to light a candle, light some incense and just sit in quiet. And I close my eyes and I just visualize myself standing in front of a body of water. It's usually a really large, deep lake. It's very still, I don't usually see any moving water when I'm diving into my depths. It's usually just very still, dark, deep water. I'll stand on the edge with my guides. I'll stare at it for a few minutes, and then I'll muster up the courage, and then I'll dive deep into the water. I dive. I go all the way down, swimming. I can breathe under the water. It's very safe. I feel very comforted. The water is very warm, and I'm surrounded by my guides as I'm swimming down into the depths of my soul, into my shadow. When I get to the abyss, it's very dark, but I can still see there's doors just all around me lined up. Doors, door after door after door. And the door that I need to go through to see the vision, to feel a feeling, to hear a phrase is behind the door that's going to catch my eye. And I'm going to walk to the door, and I'm going to open the door, and I'm going to see what it is that I need to see. That's the vision I go through every time. I see the vision, I experience the feeling, whatever it is that I need to see when I'm down there. And then I swim back up with my guides, and then I come back to where I am. Going in, receiving the information, and then I journal. I'll journal the whole experience, and then I'll journal the message that I received, what the message I received was. If I saw something, heard something, I'll journal it, and then I get down to the nitty-gritty of it. Whatever it is that was shown to me, I'll talk to God about it, and I'll just write, journal until it feels like it's all out, and I feel like I've gotten where I need to get with it. And then it comes to integration. How do I integrate some of this stuff? A lot of it times it's kind of difficult, but I've noticed that a lot of times you can integrate it through art, dance, writing, and the number one is sex. Sex is an excellent way to express your shadow. You're going to have a partner that you trust 100%. I've talked about this in my last episode when I was talking about sex priestess work, and I'm going to mention it again. So the divine feminine, if you are with a woman who is very open sexually, she's very connected to her sexuality, and just how do I even explain it? Just like really open sexually and just enjoys sex and understands the energy around it, understands her energy, is very open to her energy, and feels and knows and trusts herself, then she is a portal. I mean, all women are portals, but if she's very open and it really loves you and trusts you, she can actually help transmute your shadow. Divine masculine man, she can transmute your shadow. How does this work? So during sex, let's say she's on the bottom, he's on the top, you can actually see shadows come out and through, especially in the masculine during lovemaking. Sometimes their face you'll see your man's face actually change, or you'll feel the energy coming out of them. It happens because sex is super primal. It's very instinctual. And so that's a really good moment where the shadow can come out and show itself, and it will show itself. That's like uncontrollable sometimes. And women, if you love this man and you're close to this man and you can feel this man and you know that there is a darkness coming out of him while he's having sex with you, he's being primal, he's really into it, he's getting aggressive. It's consensual, of course, but you can actually see the darkness come out. And if you are a woman and you love this man, you can stare at him and you can stare at the darkness and him coming out, showing itself to you, and you can love it and you can still love him. That's alchemy, baby. That's transmutation, because you're going to transmute his darkness through his orgasm, through your open portal. You're going to transmute his energy, that shadow energy. You're going to transmute it. You're going to say, I love you. I love it. And you're going to just transmute that. You're going to drink it up and it's going to transmute. And you will have healed that man. That darkness will have been shown love, which it probably never has ever. And that is the most beautiful thing. That's a different type of integration. It's a type of transmutation, but it's definitely something that can happen with your shadow. And whenever you're not afraid to see it and you find someone who isn't afraid to see your shadow, that's the kind of experience that you can have. But you shouldn't be afraid of your darkness. You should love your darkness. Your darkness is a part of you. It is a part of the divine framework of us. We are light, we are dark. I really feel like it's important to acknowledge the dark and not be afraid of it. to welcome it. And so we have to find certain ways to where we can express it to where it's healthy. But when you do find those ways, it really can be integrated and it really can help us because we want to express ourselves fully. And you can't express yourself fully if your darkness is just tucked away forever. As creatures of light and dark, we should be able to express all versions of ourselves. We just have to find healthy ways to do that. So see your darkness for what it is and explore it as often as you can. Heal it as much as you can, but we will always have darkness in us. It's not something that's going to go away. Okay, so inner work, changes your physical reality. It's very slow, but I mean, it's true. I do a lot of my inner work, journeying, meditation. Journaling is huge for me. It's how I get a lot of my thoughts out. It's how I receive messages from God, from angels, from ancestors, and really helps me go deep within myself. I love journal prompts. Journal prompts are my favorite. I am always down for a good journal prompt. I love just picking my brain and seeing what's in there because there's always some interesting answer I get. And then I'm like, oh, that took me down a whole rabbit hole. Healing is another thing I wanted to touch on. Whenever you're doing inner work, it's so important to take up any kind of healing. I really like using my tuning forks. I'll just kind of do those in between sessions of meditation or journaling sessions. I'll just do a quick healing on myself. I love drinking tea. I love candles. I love incense. I love watching candle flames. I just started doing this as like a form of entertainment instead of scrolling on my phone. I've started staring at my candle flame on my altar, just staring at it for a few minutes and just allowing the flame to put me in a trance. I also started digital journaling because I'm really trying to not be on social media so much. And so instead of sharing all of my daily shenanigans with the world, I'm sharing them with myself because guess what? I love watching my stuff more than anybody else's stuff anyways. So why not just put it in a journal for me? And honestly, it's like a secret. I have all these beautiful pictures, all these beautiful things, and I share them with myself and I go back and I can look at everything. I always love looking through my journals. But a digital journal is cool because you can add like pictures and different like things off of different websites, everything. It just gets really fun. But love journaling. I also wanted to just touch on love. Like, I just love love. Like, healing for me just involves love. So like, I've just really just been focusing on opening my heart more, focusing on opening my heart and just keeping it open and really trying not to close that bad boy because I love letting love in and I love sharing it. And I really just want to get better at not closing it off. So I feel like that's a part of my healing journey too, is learning how to trust people again after losing a lot of people and having to cut a lot of people out of my life, learning how to trust again. I mean, it's hard. It's hard to really start to trust people again after you've been hurt a lot, but I'm ready. I feel like there's a tide of change coming, a tide of transformation coming, not only for me, but for everybody who's on this journey. I really feel like big, good things are coming. And I really feel like if you're taking the time to do the inner work and to change your life step by step, one change at a time, you're going to get somewhere good in the end. Something good is going to happen for you. And I'm just rooting for you 100%. I just want you to know I'm rooting for you. And I hope that you get to where you want to be. And I hope that the place where you want to be is even better than the place that you thought of and the place that you imagined, because you deserve it. You deserve the world. And I am just rooting for you 100% of the time right now. I really am. I want the best for all of us. And if you're putting in this work, you're a badass. You're just a bad. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I really appreciate it. And this was a car edition. Yes, I'm sitting in my car recording this episode. I told myself, I was like, I'm going to record an episode, whether I like it or not. I haven't been on here forever. I miss you all. Here I am. All right. If you don't follow me on social media, what are you doing? Please go on to Instagram, follow my page, Illuminate Your Truth Podcast. All right, guys. Thank you so much. And bye for now.